All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It is Game That Tune back in the motherfucking house yet again. Oh, man, we are going to be in rare form tonight. It is your boy, John Harrington, here. We got John Regan with us. Say hey.
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 And we got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey. Hey.
And we got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, it is the second recording of August, which means it is time for the second round of August Absurdity. I think we're gonna have a blast tonight. You know, if you're just joining us on Game That Tune, you should have listened to last week's show because it's everything that we do on Game That Tune. It's, you know, video game music, a little bit of trivia, goofing off, having fun, a lot of nonsense, some just absurdity, just, you know, really, you know, just going crazy. Like you pick a jumping off point, like a great game with great tunes, and then just talk about it as if, you know, you've never even played the game before. And we're gonna do that again, man. It's round two, August Absurdity. We're going head to head with each other. We got you know, I think we got a lot of fun tonight. And since it's our head-to-head phase of the season, it means no theme. You know, the theme is absurdity, but less general than that. The theme is August Absurdity free play. Johnny, do it.
Game That Tune. August Absurdity. Free play.
Shake that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got. Just shake that ass, bitch, and let me see.
I'm pumped up and ready.
I'm really enjoy playing with you.
Their butts wiggle in such a funny way when they run.
This is CNN.
We used to really try to hide how much we Google on this show, and we've become very open about it.
I don't think we actually explained what August Absurdity is. How absurd. Basically, it's like if you mixed Gangs of New York with
Andy Williams!
Hang time, y'all.
These guys are crazy.
Sonic Boom.
Gangsta shit.
Patreon.com/Game That Tune.
Show me your moves.
One gentleman warrior to another in
Absurd.
combat.
David Fleming, we coming for you.
So is that a ringtone yet?
They will all be ringtones.
For
All,
our Patreons?
whew, yeah, our patrons deserve annoying ringtones.
Could you imagine if they're like in the mall and that goes off and like they're like, you're gonna have to leave, sir.
The people that love our podcast, like in a very important work meeting, and that just, and they somehow let it ride all the way to the end. Like, you know,
John-
that's a kind of annoying ringtone. They haven't stopped it. It's gone for 64 seconds.
I like to imagine that like that ringtone goes off in some corporate board meeting while the CEO of the company is like visiting from another office, and like the manager of the office like, will you stop that? Will you stop this? Shut up! And the CEO is for some reason this very old man and just kind of looks like, hey, Game That Tune's August Absurdity, am I right?
Exactly. I don't know about you, you know, junior vice president, but I want to shake that ass, bitch. Yeah, so as Jesse expressed in that free play, we haven't really clarified what August Absurdity is, but we're going head to head. We're acting like we take this game seriously. We're listening to three songs from a game, trying to guess the game. Whoever gets it the most gets a chance to take on King David at the end of the month for the coveted Game That Tune bragging rights. The very important Game That Tune bragging rights. It's it's a beautiful, glorious prize that we've all been striving for year after year of this podcast. So yeah, we're gonna have some. We got we've each brought a great game. We got a great fan request in here. We're just gonna goof off, have a lot of fun, and I don't know, Johnny. I don't think there's anything else. I think we should jump into it, man.
All right.
Game
Do it.
1.
Man, that makes you think of like Stranger Things or something. Like,
You're kind of right, man. I like that vibe.
yeah,
Very moody.
yeah. That is not so much like Stranger Things. I like it though.
All right, you guys. You look like you might need some trivia.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So this game it's the 5th game in the main series and the 3rd game in the sub series. So that's fun. It was also the last of the main series that was given an official English release until the Wii Virtual Console release in 2012.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's cool.
You said this is
You
the
guys feeling great?
You said this is the 3rd game?
It's the 5th game in the main series and the 3rd game in the sub series.
Okay.
And David's got it. David's got it. I can tell he knows exactly what this is.
Well, because it's one of those things where I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I know it, but I don't know if the name is the main series or the sub series. But I think I have it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and declare myself brutally fucked.
Sure. Okay. Johnny says Stranger SNES Thing 7. John said that's wrong. John says King of Fighters 97. That's wrong. And David, he said Wonder Boy 3. which this is Wonder Boy and Monster World. So since he came closest, I'd say we just give it to him.
I suppose we
He is
must.
the king. But yeah, this. You guys play ever the Wonder Boy games?
Is this the one that they just remade for the Switch?
No, this is the one after that. Actually,
Okay.
Which is weird. But yeah, that one looks awesome.
Yeah. Isn't the one for the Switch like it's a Wonder Boy game, but you have the option to just like toggle between old school and new school graphics?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember seeing things for that, and it looked really fucking cool.
Yeah.
I
Master
Wonder Boy games.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I do know. See, the Master System wasn't big over in the United States, so we didn't give a fuck about Wonder Boy games for some reason because no one knew about it. I mean, you didn't know what a Master System was when you were 8.
Nope.
So like, then when the new Wonder Boy came out for Sega Genesis, no one knew what the fuck a Wonder Boy was. We hadn't heard the Tenacious D song yet, so we weren't hyped for the name. So, but the Wonder Boy games are freaking solid. And this one in particular, they're like side-scrolling RPGs, but like you hack and slash, and you can buy like spears and different weapons and stuff, and it looks really like kind of cutesy in a way. But some of the enemies, like the bosses, all look pretty badass. The music was done by what's his name, Shinichi Sakamoto, and he pretty much just did a bunch of Wonder Boy games and a bunch of other stuff for this one company. But he was, got some good jams in there. But the game is cool. You guys should check it out. At least some like YouTube videos to see it, in action.
So what?
Yeah.
What console is this on? Sega Genesis for this one?
This on the Sega Genesis, yeah.
I feel like a total failure for not identifying Sega Genesis music. I made a joke about this being on Super Nintendo. Like I'm an idiot.
Yeah, after that first song, I was like, this sounds like Genesis.
Oh man.
I was sitting there racking my brain. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so Wonder Boy, that's the one that's the same thing as Adventure Island.
Yes.
Right? No, is it Alex Kidd or Wonder Boy that's exactly
Wonder Boy.
The name is Adventure Island. So this is the Adventure Island game.
Yeah. Like Hudson Soft were like, we'll make our own version, and they just took the game, took the main character out and slapped another dude in there.
Yeah.
And changed the soundtrack, and they're like, now it's Adventure Island, and like there's this crazy like arc of games where you have the Wonder Boy series and you have the Adventure Island series, and they're all
all exactly the fucking same.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know that they're exactly the same because I know Adventure Island you can ride dinosaurs.
Yeah, they definitely branch off into their own types of games, but it's weird how it just spawned into one game that they just like, oh, slap another character on there. Sure. It'd be like if there were like 4 or 5 more Doki Doki Panics,
Which one's the true Doki Doki Panic? I don't know. When they pull radishes out of the ground, but Mario pulls turnips out of the ground. They're pretty much the same. He's got a different hat.
Shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, I played Adventure Island 2 a while back. Like, I attempted to live stream it, and then remembered that I was fucking terrible at Adventure Island. Like, it's strange. If this game keeps the same pace as the SNES Adventure Island games, this is like the slowest, most like uncomfortable platforming game of all time. Like, is that the case here? Because like Adventure Island 2 was just like, wow, this is man, it's like not even holding my interest, and it's like it's full of cheap deaths, despite the fact that it moves at like a snail's pace. Like, is that what Wonder Boy is, or did they at least like I don't know, make it a little more playable?
In this one, it's definitely playable. Like the jumping is a little. You got to be pretty specific with your jumping. But other than that, like you can duck to attack. There's a lot of games back then where they're like, oh, you can't duck, and there's some of these creatures are smaller than your, attack, and so you just got to jump over shit. But this game is real good with your attacks, and I think the boss battles are pretty fair and challenging. Nothing really feels cheap. You can get magic and stuff. There's an ocarina that you play to like unlock parts of stages. So they got that going for it before other famous games with ocarinas. So
I don't think there are very many of those.
it's kind of like if you think about like Zelda 2, but all the side-scrolling parts. It's none of the overworld part, and the combat is way more fair. Because Zelda 2 can be pretty,
Zelda
kicked
2
in
is
the
brutal.
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, Zelda 2, they'll swarm your ass. That yeah. Okay, that doesn't sound the worst because at least it's got like RPG elements. Again, I just keep on going back to fucking Adventure Island, but it seemed like Adventure Island was like run and collect fruit. Like there's no depth to it. Like run slowly, collect fruit. Eventually, you get a boss. If Wonder Boy at least has just even a little more depth. Than that,
it's more depth.
Good. So there's a world full of monsters.
Yeah, a monster world.
The Mummy, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Frankenstein's Bride.
Yeah.
The Dark Universe?
That's right. Wonder Boy versus the Dark Universe.
Yeah. So in these Dark Universe movies that they're making, they're going to have Wonder Boy at some point come through.
Is Tom Cruise Wonder Boy?
Seen the new Mummy? You'd be surprised. Tom Cruise is decidedly not Wonder Boy.
Okay, good.
Yeah. My goodness, do we have things to talk about once the rest of you guys catch up on this Dark Universe?
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Did they ever reveal like who Tom Cruise is in The Mummy?
You haven't seen The Mummy with Tom
No,
Cruise?
because like
I say you spoil it for us.
how I mean, like all of the trailers, all of the ads, and then like what their plan for the Dark Universe was. Like this looks like the dumbest thing ever. I have no interest in watching this train wreck.
I have a
All right, live. So spoilers coming up for the Dark Universe after John Regan asks this question.
What is the Dark Universe? This is a legitimate question. I've never heard this phrase until just now. I've no
The Dark
idea.
Universe is Universal's answer to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and they're trying to like interconnect all of their movies by remaking all of the old Universal horror movies. So it's like The Mummy, Frankenstein, Dracula.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, I
It
think.
sounds cool on paper,
No,
but
it
how
does-
they're going about doing it is terrible.
Does it sound cool on paper? I don't think I want a universe where Frankenstein's bride and Dracula are all well, maybe I
Why
do.
not? Hanging out with the Wolfman? The Invisible Man? That's badass.
Yeah.
It's been called the Addams Family, and it was already dope. So, quite frankly, I'm not sure what they're trying to accomplish with this Dark Universe. But Wonder Boy is going to show up and fuck them up.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That's the final movie of the crossover: Wonder Boy / Van Helsing.
Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm back on board.
Spoilers, you've been warned on the Dark Universe, the Game That Tune live viewers. Tom Cruise is the Mummy.
Wait, he is
What?
the Mummy?
Yeah.
No, they got the like female mummy, and that was the big deal. Like,
No. Yeah, she curses him, and by the end of the movie, Tom Cruise is the Mummy.
Oh, so
oh God!
I'm not kidding.
okay, cool.
That's how they
Tom
got
Cruise travels the world, like mummying people. I don't know, like
It's
it's
like
bad
starts
term.
talking.
So spoilers. Again, if you plan to watch any of the Dark Universe movies, Tom Cruise turns into the Mummy by the end of the movie. So Wonder Boy is going to turn up and fuck Tom Cruise up, and Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is playing Mr. Hyde. Just you wait. Wonder Boy's going to come and he's going to wreck all your shit, man. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be like fucking Dark Souls in this bitch, man.
Everything like Dark Souls.
Yeah. Wonder Boy's going to turn up. It's going to be an M-rated game in which he's just taking on Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe like crazy. Yeah.
With their likenesses, of course.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a super realistic likeness. It's going to be like, just a really, happy running Wonder Boy fighting monsters until Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe and Javier Bardem show up. And then, shit's going to get real.
Patrick
So-
Perkins is suggesting that Michael Cera should be Wonder Boy.
Would watch.
What?
It is
No, I
Wonder Boy an advantage over these people, but I'm in favor of it.
Wonder Boy versus the world.
also I'm
What-
looking up the Mummy and like reading through the plot synopsis and everything, and I mean, again, spoilers. Literally, the last line of this synopsis is, "Later on desert, the mummy resurrects the mummy's friend." I quote, "And the two set out on an adventure." I don't think like that's how this is supposed to, like, it's like a buddy movie in the desert with the fucking mummy.
That sounds
You'd be
great.
surprised. It actually is. Yeah. And man, if you watch New Girl on Fox, you're gonna extra love that adventure because you would be surprised to find out who the mummy buddies up with for the rest of the movie. We're done talking about this shit. You know,
Next game.
yeah, I was gonna say
Wonder Boy good, Mummy bad.
Wonder Boy gay, Dark Universe.
More. They should be a Wonder
Game
Boy
2.
universe.
Yeah, started off a little almost dark, and then took kind of a turn there. I like it.
How
You guys ready for some trivia?
Please.
Yes.
All right. This is one of the few games that supports. Oh wait, let me rephrase this. I'm reading this wrong.
thinking it wrong?
This game, in this man, basically, the primary goal of the game is to commit genocide, and it supports the Super Nintendo mouse. I mean,
Oh shit, that was
that's nowhere near enough time to Google Super Nintendo genocide mouse.
I haven't finished drawing my mummy.
How little results come up when you Google Super Nintendo genocide.
Yeah, that was intentional. I thought I'd make it hard for once. I never do this.
This is the Super Nintendo version of the game?
Yes. It was released on multiple platforms.
It doesn't sound like this, but whatever.
All right.
This is the only thing I got.
Let's see some answers. All right. And then where's John's? Okay. So Jesse wrote SimCity, which is the closest. John Harrington
But he's
wrote
got
Civilization for Super Nintendo, and David wrote Terminator 2. This is Sim Ant.
Oh fuck, Sim Ant.
Oh!
When you play Sim Ant, you play as the red ants or the black ants, and your goal is to entirely eliminate the red ants. You're supposed to commit a red ant genocide and also take over the house and drive people outside of the house.
So, John, any correct answers on that?
No, nobody got it right.
God. Damn it. Damn it.
So who here's plays? Anybody here play Sim Ant?
I had no idea this came out on the Super Nintendo though. But yeah, I've played Sim Ant. Sim Ant was awesome.
I primarily play this on my Mac, I'll admit, but there is a I did the Super Nintendo music because I had a hard time finding the like PC/Mac music.
Damn it, there it is. It's right under Sid Meier's Civilization, which I wrote as my answer. Motherfucker. Yeah, a quick Googling of Super NES mouse. Oh shit, genocide, Sid Meier's Civilization. Yeah, sure. Nope, it was Sim Ant. It also wasn't Snoopy concert or Sound Fantasy.
Well, that's what I said. He was like, Terminator 2, maybe the goal is to kill all humans? Sure.
Why? I thought he was trying to save the humans.
Maybe you play as Skynet with the mouse. Like, if you use the mouse, you can, like,
Watch the right
I
movie.
don't know.
Oh, God.
I would love a Terminator game where you play as Skynet. Like that'd be amazing.
Well, I was thinking it's like it uses the mouse. It's like, well, maybe there's like two modes. There's like the normal, like you play as the Terminator mode, and maybe there's like a Skynet mode that uses the mouse like a real-time strategy.
It's just like the Sega Genesis Jurassic Park game. You could play as the human is named or the raptor.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I love the idea of like playing with the mouse and your Skynet and you click on sites to like send nukes to or deploy Terminators to or whatever. Like that'd be great.
Oh Jesus.
I mean, me with all of my extensive Super Nintendo mouse knowledge.
So my favorite thing to do in Sim Ant was to take over the spider and just eat all the ants. Like,
oh yeah, that was how you played the game. It's like you burrow to the very, very bottom, like sneak into the enemy colony, and then like take control of the spider.
Dude, you guys are gonna have to go because I got nothing on Sim Ant.
Game 3.
No. When you keep doing that.
See, honestly, I'm not sure I've ever actually played Sim Ant the way like it's supposed to be played, where you're like in control of the colony and like get your workers and your soldier ants and all that. I pretty much just did everything I could to take over the spider and like kill as many ants as possible.
Yeah, so I actually did play and beat Sim Ant, and it is kind of a weird game because you have to kill the red ants, you have to like launch what do you call them, like spore type ants to go colonate other parts of the yard. Sometimes while you're playing, the homeowner will start mowing the lawn and you have to like go and hide and avoid the lawnmower because if you get caught up by the lawnmower, it prints a message like you've been turned into a thin slime or something like that, like lawnmowers is instant death. There is a line in like they really promote killing the red ants. Like I recall reading somewhere or hearing somewhere in the game somebody in the chat mentioned this line. the phrase "better dead than red." Like I think it's like war cry you hear at some point or something. Like all about murdering those red ants. You can become the queen and lay eggs. You can be like workers and get food. You can be the spot. You're supposed to avoid the spider or be the spider. Which I'm
trying to remember, how do you take over the spider?
You just do it. You just you go to, because you can switch ants at any time, and when you go switch ants, you just click the spider. You do have to click specifically on his fangs. Like if you click anywhere else, it won't do it. But if you click the fangs, you become the spider.
Because I remember thinking it was weird because you're the black ants and you're fighting the red ants, but when you take control of the spider, its mandibles turn bright yellow for some reason.
Because whatever ant you are is bright yellow, and so his mandibles turn yellow. Because that's what you have to click. And I managed to take over the house. Once you get into the house, there's other obstacles you got to deal with. Like if sometimes your ant buddies will just randomly walk over electrical sockets and die, or they'll fall into the sink and die. Like there's a lot of things.
That's terrible.
Desk at work and die. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Ants not all that formidable to a human.
No, that's the thing. I just, I always kind of felt bad at the end. It's like, man, we just infested this guy's house with ants. Like how many? Because how many ants does it take to drive you out of your home? That's gotta be a lot of fucking ants.
Yeah, more than you can control in a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, they have shows like that on the Learning Channel and stuff where they're like, "Hey, guess what's in your house?" And they take down a wall and it's just filled with ants, and they're like, "Oh my god, we didn't know this was out there!" And it's crazy.
Is it the precursor to hoarders? Is it about hoarding ants?
No, I forget. It's
it seems healthy.
There's ones where there's spiders. It's extreme infestations or something. It's some crazy show that will give you the willies.
Nice.
It's those shots of forests in Australia that are just trees covered roots till top with spider webs.
Yep. Nope.
But
that's why nobody lives in Australia, to my knowledge. Not interested. Sim-Ant, their favorite game. Spiders, their national animal. No fucking thank you. I'm really trying to rack my brain on if I ever played Sim-Ant. And I feel what was the one that we had in the computer lab in middle school where the animals would fuck? Was that just
I think you're talking about Sim Life.
Sim Life, man.
There was Sim Earth, Sim Life.
You could spam the computer lab with the noise of a game because they would the animals would start breathing and it had the sound effect going ooh la la, ooh la la.
Oh no, that's definitely Sim Life.
Okay,
I actually owned that and played that, and I remember
remarkably enough sound effects.
Just for fun, I wanted to see what would happen if you created an animal that had super fast birth rate and conception rate. It was just all of a sudden some kind of hyper rabbit, and then they were just icon, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la.
Your iMac is.
I thought the stories can go very differently. I think I say I got curious. What's that?
I was gonna say no. I had a real game in mind. It wasn't going off the rails at all. I just remember a game with virtual animals breeding and saying ooh la la la.
No. So I thought Dave was gonna say I got curious and I made an animal with 8 dicks.
It wasn't that particular because I remember you could control head, body, and tail.
You mean there wasn't a toggle for number of dicks per animal that you could just tick up? Really increase the birth rate. What about wombs? Was there a number of wombs you could set per animal?
That is the ticker that we need in every character creator from now on. It's just when you make your grizzled white guy, how many dicks would you like him to have?
Number of ovaries.
Can you change where they're located and stuff?
Of periods.
I want a beard of dicks.
And episode title.
Yeah, so
hey guys, how's it going?
And whenever you get hard, they all slap you in the face.
What happened in Sim-Ant? I really haven't been paying attention.
Yeah, there's no dick
How do
placement in
we
Simant.
beat Beard?
Was that Jesse?
I said, how do we beat Dick Beard? There's
We
nothing
don't.
that
We don't. I
can
think
top
we just.
that right
I
now.
think we just move on. I think we just move on to the next game. I think this is our high point of the Simant discussion. So, are you guys?
It's one of those Facebook meme. What's your pirate name things?
Dick Beard.
Dick Beard the red hat. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
That's
I
do
say,
something.
I say it's time to move on.
Game 3.
Breakdown.
Man, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Funky.
That's awesome.
Pretty good.
All right, so this is our fan request from noted Game That Tune fan Alex Messenger.
Hey.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Who would like a little trivia for this game?
I'm good.
Let's do it.
I figured you would be. Okay, so this game was originally planned for the Sega Saturn console. However, sorry, I lost it. The programmers gained the rights and made an agreement with GT Interactive to publish the game for the Nintendo 64. However, that deal fell through and development moved to the Sega Dreamcast, which fell through again. Originally, the game was going to be ported to the PlayStation 2 or the Nintendo GameCube, but was eventually released for the Microsoft Xbox.
What's that, John?
I just said where it went to die.
Oh, I thought somebody said something.
Very, very concisely. Started on the Saturn, went to the N64, then the Dreamcast, then the PS2 GameCube, then the Xbox.
Play the full beat. All right. I've got an answer. I'm excited.
Yep.
Let's see some answers. Everyone says Toe Jam and Earl 3 with Jesse adding Frankenstein and Dracula to his drawing.
What?
That is correct.
I want Jesse to keep holding that up there, just for the record, to test David's knowledge of movie monsters. David, what are those?
What did David say?
Frankenstein and Dracula?
You're missing one.
I see a mummy.
And the mummy?
Yeah.
There is a bad. Say which one? Was Dracula a mummy?
No.
Well, no.
Dracula is a bat.
I didn't want to take up too much space, so I could actually still guess. So I figured I could draw Dracula as a bat, and then not draw Invisible Man because he's invisible. Now I just need to fit in.
You should just draw like a random
somewhere.
You know,
I was going to draw some glasses somewhere, but I didn't want to make him too tall because I've already established how tall Frankenstein is, and Invisible Man is not taller than Frankenstein.
Just cover that whole thing in white and then erase the letters for your next answer. So it's the real Dark Universe whiteboard that you got going there. As it is. It's a little bright for this Dark Universe. And truly, we are now in the darkest of the Dark Universe. Toe Jam and Hurl 3. Is that really a thing that exists?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, John,
it is.
I would bet that this is the only Toe Jam and Earl game that you haven't played.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't played this one.
Ooh, John, you suck. Oh my God, the crowd's going wild. They're booing John. I can't believe they're turning on him so quickly.
But this is Toe Jam and Earl 3, the third game in the Toe Jam and Earl series, released for the original Microsoft Xbox. This concludes my knowledge of the game.
Yeah. John, I'm going to need you to fill in the gaps here.
It sounds like the game went through development hell, and the music is very funky and true to Toe Jam and Earl form.
And just to make sure it got stuck in hell, it came out on the original Xbox.
Yeah, I mean that's
I don't know.
Oh, that poor game.
I don't know like what Sega's deal was, but they got some kind of like a licensing agreement with Microsoft because a lot of Dreamcast games got put over to the Xbox.
Didn't they? Was that the only place with the Panzer Dragoon sequel? Like,
yeah, that Shenmue 2, I think. Yeah.
Jet Set Radio Future. Sega GT.
It actually kind of makes sense because the Microsoft, the Xbox GameCAD and the Dreamcast controller are very similar. So, you know, you have games with button layouts. Basically, you just have to not use a few Xbox buttons and you have a Dreamcast controller, right?
Pretty much.
So that kind of makes sense. And then, it kind of, what sucks about coming out on the Xbox One is that a lot of those Xbox One games right now are kind of just like lost to time forever because we don't have a good preservation effort. What's that, just
John? The Xbox One is a pretty new system.
Yeah, it just came out
a couple of years.
God, I hate
They're
that.
having a good time preserving
playing your way out of this one, John. Don't you do it.
Okay, the OG Xbox, the first Xbox.
The word you're looking for is Xbox.
Okay. So there hasn't been a good preservation effort of the Xbox. Like there's no emulator of the original Xbox. And so that kind of sucks because like there's a lot of games like I would like to play this, but sourcing an Xbox and a physical copy of the game is really kind of a hassle and not worth it, you know, just to play this one game I'm like mildly interested in.
They announced backwards compatibility on the Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X family of systems. So if you have your physical copy of Toe Jam and Earl 3, can't you play it now on, or at some point you'll be able to play it on your Xbox One, I'm sure.
I think that backwards compatibility is on a game-by-game basis, though. I don't think it's a general backwards compatibility with all games.
The public not crying out for playability for Toe Jam and Earl 3, Mission to Earth. You know, I think it's the most in-demand game. You know, somebody might say Crimson Skies. I say fuck Crimson Skies. I say Toe Jam and Earl 3, Mission to Earth is the best game in the history of Xbox One. I mean, original Xbox.
Ooh, talk yourself out of this one, John.
Yeah.
There is a new Toe Jam and Earl coming out too.
Ooh.
Although it does look cool because from what I've seen of, or what I've read about Toe Jam and Earl 3, it still keeps the like randomly generated levels, but they're all in 3D now.
Ooh.
And you're like, if what I'm reading is right, you had like a hub world, and then from there you would go out into the levels, and the levels would randomly generate. And there were 3 playable characters. They included a female character.
Cool.
The end.
This concludes my knowledge.
I thought you were going to continue past that. You know, procedurally generated 3D world sounds like there's the potential for severe pain in the ass. You know, from what I know, this game's good. I can't speak to why, but you know, apparently it's not bad. But like, it just seems like if the game, you know, it's like F-Zero X. They had those, you know, you could unlock like just randomly generated tracks that eventually had like an impossible gap in them. I feel like Toe Jam and Earl would somehow like generate you a 3D level with a platform you could never reach, just to fuck with you. Like. You know. That's what I worry about with like games with any kind of random element. Like, oh yeah, there it is. You know, go get that. Like, that's like outside the limits of the game. Like, how am I supposed to jump there? Not our problem.
I feel like they have like algorithms that have like safeguards against that type of thing.
Yeah, but eventually those things have to get a little funked up. Am I right? Like, if you just generate enough levels, eventually you're going to come up with something that breaks the game. Like,
I
don't know.
love it when a game does something that I can't accomplish. Like, I love when the game's like, nope, you just can't ever do this. Because it spawns all this intrigue and mystery. Like, for instance, in GoldenEye, there's that island you can't get to. You can only see it. Like, so even if it's random, I kind of love it when that happens. Like, damn it! Like, and you spend too much time trying to find a way.
Are you telling me it was generated randomly?
No.
I was gonna say, I think it was there every time. I wanted that island bad.
They did not have a very good random number generator. The level was always the same.
I was just
placement every time.
No, I'm just imagining like the meeting with the programmers and the designers. It's like, all right, we've got this random level generator. Like, you know, this game is based off a movie, right? Like, we have the shooting script right here. No, we're gonna make it all up on the fly every time. But no.
Yeah, not so great for GoldenEye. Possibly great for Toe Jam 3. Do I have to say Toe Jam and Earl 3?
Yes, there's 2 characters. 3 technically.
Let us not forget Letitia, the 3rd character of Toe Jam and Earl 3.
Originally, it was going to be called Toe Jam and Earl and Letitia.
It should have been, quite frankly. Toe Jam and Earl could have been the, like an early, flag waiver for equality. If you add a new character, put him in the title. What's the fuck? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, look at Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
I have no idea what game you're talking about. I've never heard of that. Quite frankly, I my mind just went blank after I finished my last sentence. Everybody in the chat is insisting that this is actually a very good game. A literal quote from Dell in the chat. Regardless of what people say, it's a delightful game. That should be a pull quote on the box. Toe Jam and Earl 3, exclusive to the Xbox. Regardless of what people say, it's a delightful game.
That'll be the pull for the re-release.
Yeah, exactly. I love getting these requests because it's great. It's got great Toe Jam and Earl music and CD audio on the Xbox and all this great stuff. Who's played it? I haven't. I didn't own an Xbox until like a year before the fucking Xbox 360 came out. And that was because I got it at a garage sale, and I never even knew that this came out. Like, damn it, Sega! Way to promote the things that everybody loved from you back in the 90s. Like, everything that you loved on the Dreamcast and some of the Sega Genesis stuff, it's all coming out on the Xbox. Are you going to advertise it? No.
That was actually my exact response when I got the request from Alex. Like, yeah, would you play Toe Jam and Earl 3? There was a 3rd one?
They have a Toe Jam and Earl 3 now?
The internet's on computers now.
Yeah, that's my thought on everything that ever came out on the Xbox that was on something previous. Like, oh, they have a Jet Set Radio on Xbox now. Like, what? No, they don't. Oh, they have a Panzer Dragoon on Xbox now. A Shenmue on Xbox. Oh, they have Halo still on Xbox. No, I'm going to wait till I can get this at a garage sale and it's obviously been stolen. I have no interest in playing this.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If somebody had given me one back when that shit launched, I would have been on that KOTOR. But no, Xbox home to many fantastic games. None more beloved, I say, for the record of Game That Tune history, than Toe Jam and Earl 3, Mission to Earth. Does the game even take place on Earth? How can you randomly generate a level on Earth? It's a place, people. I can verify that most of it exists.
# not okay.
Yeah, if they had a Tallahassee level and it was procedurally generated, I would vet the shit out of that. Like, nope, 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 nope. I know where this is. This is bullshit. Mission to Earth, my fucking ass.
You know how
David?
You know how you have flat earthers right now? I'd like to see like procedurally generated earthers. People who insist that this is all just procedurally generated.
Every time I go outside, it's
The fog at the edge of the horizon is real. Go there, and it won't be real, or it won't be the same as when you go there. I'm telling you, it's the world's a crazy place. David, you took the request. Anything else on Toe Jam and Earl 3?
I don't think that there's anything that can be added.
Excellent.
Game 4.
Sounds like some sort of...
Sorry, John.
Nothing. No joke to be made whatsoever. I have no comment.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Who would like a little trivia?
Please.
Oh yes.
Oh, this is a moment that I'm very, very excited about. Trivia for this game. It is possible. I like how Johnny's already like, God damn it. It is possible in this game to find a flying cow. This is because cows are a common reference in this game's genre. It was worth it just to see every single person go.
Sure was.
Who's got some answers?
I do. I feel pretty good too. That's pretty good.
Oh, damn. I was hoping this would be a sweep. So Jesse says Metroid Rodeo, and he has added drawings of the Wolfman and the Invisible Man. That's not correct. John.
You know what this
John has
is.
drawn Dickbeard. That is incorrect. John Harrington has the correct answer of Metroid Prime Pinball.
And
Wait, why are cows?
It's a thing. Apparently, like in a lot of pinball games, people started adding cows. Like there were these two brothers that made pinball games and put them in there as a joke, and then other pinball makers ran with it. Like
I thought you
cows
meant games. I was thinking like space games, like cows getting abducted by aliens, crop circles, and shit. I just chose Metroid Prime Pinball mostly because of the lo-fi audio. I'm like, that sounds like, it's too upbeat for hunters, so it must be Metroid Prime Pinball. Like,
But no, cows in pinball games is a thing, apparently. Today I learned. Yes, John, you're holding up a picture of Dickbeard. We can all see.
yeah, we'll get it, Dickbeard.
Well, I
Give
was
it a
going to
rep.
talk like this is my picture. And I was trying to
you've
move it
done
like I'm
better
nodding.
dicks.
Oh,
I
well.
feel like your dick beard could look a little bit better.
Throw some dicks. Yeah, Jesus. Cool. So, Metroid Prime Pinball, that wasn't included as a free demo with the DS. So
It was not, no.
don't think I ever played that one. I loved that Hunters demo. That was the shit. Never did play Metroid Prime Hunters. That demo, bro. You want to talk about this?
It's a little nub thing, and you're.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird.
I mean, trying to remember Hunters, it was like you hold the DS and you're moving with the pad, and then you're controlling the aim with the stylus. That shit was complicated.
That was weird.
However, decidedly less complicated for playing on the DS. I bet you that was a lot of fun. I bet you David played a lot of it.
I did. Metroid Prime Pinball is actually a really fun game. It came packaged with a GBA cartridge that was a rumble pack. So like as you played, everything would rumble like a real pinball game. It was kind of a remake of Metroid Prime in pinball form. Because no, seriously, because like it starts off with there are two boards that you can play on, and one is the Space Pirate spaceship, and the other is the Talon Overworld. And then if you land in like if you get, because the ball is Samus, and if you get her into like certain sockets, it'll take you to other areas. So you can eventually go to like Phendrana Drifts. You can go to the Artifact Temple. There were boss fights. When you got to like the Phendrana area, because eventually you had to collect like the 12 artifact keys, just like in the original Metroid Prime. One of them was held by the boss in Phendrana Drifts. So like when you played that table, the boss would appear, and then you would go to this separate area where you would have to hit them and kill them. There's a section where you fight Meta Ridley, and Meta Ridley like kind of like flies above and drops bombs. There were mini games. You could go in to collect an artifact key where you'd have to wall jump, and you would alternate the two bumper buttons to jump between these walls to get to the key. There was a section where like enemies would just swarm at you, and the ball Samus would kind of go into like a center section, and you could rotate her, and she would come out of morph ball form and just start like shooting all of the enemies. This game was actually like a lot of fun, and
how does
really
it
evolved for a
compare?
pinball game.
How does it compare to Sonic Spinball?
Hold on one second, guys.
Uh-oh.
What
John's got a...
My audio recording program seems to have crashed.
Oh no.
So I don't know if our audio is actually going out on OBS or anything. It still is. That's weird. But as far as I can tell, it's not recording. Shit.
Oh.
Boy. Okay, let me just hit okay and hope for the best here. Hold on, we might have technical difficulties.
Sign up, baby.
Let's see here.
Lost episode.
We do. I mean, we are gonna. We'll at least have the video recording online. You know what I mean? Like there's something. Oh man, that sucks. All right, let's get that recording again. Okay. Oh man. And I am recording locally the video, so I can always extract the audio out of that.
Okay.
There you go.
So there's something.
Doesn't that have all of our audio
dinner.
too?
What's that?
Doesn't that have all of our audio too?
Yes. But I
Okay.
mean, it's back up to if you're not recording the call, my call recording's gone. We still have this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The last solution thing.
Plus, that shouldn't be too hard to edit. If you just put everything together, you can see where John is and cut everyone else appropriately.
Oh no, I've done it a number of times in the past. It just doesn't finish very well.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Metroid Prime Pinball is fun.
How does it compare to Sonic Spinball?
There's the
I've
question.
not played enough Sonic Spinball to accurately say. I can say that it's superior to Mario Pinball Land.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, you took my follow-up question right out of my mouth. So
What about the Pokemon Pinball?
I was going to say, how does it compare to Pokemon Pinball?
Actually, I never played Pokemon Pinball either.
That was pretty sweet.
Bro,
Yeah, I know.
that changed
Although,
everything I've ever known about you, quite frankly.
the funny thing is, this game got made because the company that made Mario Pinball Land was talking to Nintendo, like, yeah, we had fun working with you guys. We should do that again. And like the producer of the Metroid series said, wait, you made a pinball game? Samus makes herself into a ball.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like,
Cool. I was going to joke that that's how it came about, but that's even
no,
better.
that's pretty much how it is. Like, one of the people involved in Metroid said, like, wait a minute, Samus turns into a ball. Make a pinball game out of that.
You know who's a ball? Samus. Oh, you're right. Cool. You know, that's a deal right there. Yeah, I can't believe you've never played Pokemon Pinball, man. That's classic Game Boy shit right there.
No, I was too busy playing Metroid Prime Pinball and loving the hell out of it.
Yeah, touche. So tell me all the ways it differentiates itself from Pokemon Pinball.
It has Metroid characters instead of Pokemon characters, and you don't catch them, you shoot them. I think that's about it.
Okay, now, all right. You know, you sold me. I'm into it. You know, I can see the merits of that. So yeah, it's like a Metroid Prime pinball version. You can travel around the planet, do some teleporting, do some enemy shooting. I assume you have to hit certain bumpers to defeat enemies, boss fights, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I remember fighting the boss from Fendrama Drifts. I don't remember his name. I remember fighting, I think it was the Parasite Queen, like from the very beginning of the game. And then I remember when you get to the end, you can actually fight Metroid Prime. And it's like giant spider form. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. You know, I was always surprised by how well like the game and its graphics translated from like the GameCube down to the DS. It always made the DS seem really fucking impressive. Like, and then it's like looking back, oh wait a minute, it didn't translate all that well. But in pinball form, I could see it working out. You know, just like every now and then you have to see that Parasite Queen. Like, I dig it. Yeah,
it wasn't my intention to go with 2 DS space-themed games in a row, but I did.
Okay, yeah, sure, you say that now. You know, you don't notice your patterns until they're all laid out in front of you. We get it, David. You love DS in space.
Space!
Yay!
Oh my god, look who decided to get his soundboard tonight. Maybe having recording difficulties.
God damn it.
Classic Johnny. 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
We come together because opposites attract.
Yeah. And I'd show you my cat, but he's not here right now. Yeah, I got nothing on. I was gonna say Pokemon Pinball. I love Pokemon. Pinball.
I got a lot on Pokemon Pinball. Don't have anything from Metroid Prime Pinball.
Metroid Prime. How long did it take you to catch them all? I assume there's a number of space pirates that you have to catch, train, or was there a red and a blue board?
Technically, yes, because there's a board on Phendrana Drifts covered in ice and a board on Magmar Caverns covered in lava. So, yes.
There you go. You're right. There was. You start out in Cerulean City, you hit the Phendrana Drifts, you catch a Meowth, you fight Meta Ridley.
And then you go down to the elite Metroid Prime.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
don't forget that one fight with Robotnik.
That too. Yeah, I was gonna say, Johnny and Jesse really should be chiming in here with Sonic Spinball references, and we've got nothing. So I'm gonna assume that it's somewhere between Pokemon Pinball and Metroid Prime Pinball. I think we're hitting that nice sweet
That's
spot.
Fair.
Describing the game totally perfectly.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, great pick, man. I dig it.
This was one of those games that
there was a time when Nintendo would make pinball versions of fucking every one of its franchises for their handheld systems. Why'd they stop doing that, man? Did pinball fall out of fashion on handhelds?
Yes.
No.
Well, now you guys have to debate it.
I'll just be over here.
This is totally not totally random, but something I find really interesting about this is I always assumed when the Nintendo DS booted up off a cartridge, it was booting into a DS mode or Game Boy Advance mode. I didn't realize that a DS game could access crap in the Game Boy Advance slot. That's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah, that little rumble thing was super cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because to me it makes sense. When it boots, the other's disabled. It totally makes sense to me. But wow, that's pretty sweet.
Yep, it is. No, actually, that actually is kind of a cool tech side thing. Thank you for thinking of that, Johnny.
Yeah, this is one of those games that I have a list, and this is always on there, and I never want to use it because I keep thinking I'll save this for a handheld theme or a spin-off theme, and it's a game that I want to use, but I never get around to. It's no, fuck it, free play, Metroid Prime Pinball.
Yeah, sounds like Metroid Prime, maybe a little bit more arcadey and fun. Great choice. Johnny, I think we should keep it going.
Game 5.
Who is ready for adventure?
Ooh, I am.
Hell yeah.
I am. That melody sounds really familiar.
It's a nice melody. It really is. So, who would like some trivia for this game?
Yes, please.
So, in certain sections of this game, you can overhear conversations taking place over Morse code. Conversations include, or dialogue from these conversations include, quote, Morse code takes forever. It does. Quote, does anyone out there know Morse code? Sorry, use your radio. And, quote, why does anyone use Morse code anymore? Good question. End quote. So, how are we feeling?
Pretty good.
Not great.
Terrible.
I kind of made this one hard. It is August Absurdity after all, fellas. I mean, come on.
All right.
But I have a long answer.
Oh, that must be wrong. So, David Fleming says Paper Mario 1,000-Year Door. Sadly incorrect. Jesse Moore says Morse code 64. That's pretty close. He's in the right. He's moving in the right direction. John Regan has the correct answer. Wii Sports Resort.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he usually plays a cha-ching sound for himself when he gets it right.
Whoops. There we go.
How absurd!
John, quite frankly, I love that. That's fucking wonderful.
What's the second song?
The second song was just a nice, slowed-down guitar version of the Wii Sports Resort theme.
Damn, that's what it was.
Probably heard it in Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Or heard it in Wii Sports Resort. I played the hell out of this game. This game was great.
Hear that? That was kind of my like priming question. Like, please tell me this, that you played the hell out of Wii Sports Resort. I fucking loved Resort.
I played the hell out of basketball, the sword fighting duels. God, what else was it? Archery was really good, especially on the ranges where like the target started moving in between like the rocks.
Or once you did so well at archery that you and your buddies started trying to go for all the hidden targets,
Oh God, I forgot about the hidden targets.
Yeah, man. Just like, here's a nice place on Woohoo Island, and you're trying to aim this target. There's a watermelon sitting in the distance, and it's not drawing attention to itself. Hit the watermelon.
Wasn't there one where you were like on the bridge and you had to aim down on like a tiny like rock floating in like the water?
Yes.
Underneath. Yeah.
It might maybe not have been the water, but like you had to aim through like a break in the bridge or something and aim down at the field, and there's just like a piece of cake sitting on like a ledge. It's just like, that's fucking impossible. Yeah, you got to compensate for like 20-mile-an-hour wind and shoot a piece of cake with an arrow. Come on now. Yeah, man. Yeah, that game was dope. It's funny, like a lot of people say, like, "Oh man, this game doesn't have any depth." Blah blah. It's like, actually, if you played the game as much as we did, like, there's, no, it's not the deepest game in the world, but like, you found ways to make it fun. Like, it had everything from the original Wii Sports, except baseball and boxing. So not everything. 3 out of 5 things, and then a whole bunch of other.
I mean, it didn't have tennis. It had table tennis.
I love the fucking table tennis. You are right. It technically is a difference. I'm sure like I don't know, Chinese listeners would really argue about that. But yeah, I fucking love the table tennis. Like that, that got way more heated than real tennis and Wii Sports. Like me and a buddy hanging out playing some fucking table tennis. You better believe we were, throwing our whole body into that shit. Get that good rotation going with the wrist. Somehow we never used that good, that good fucking rotation. We just fucking went nuts on the, on the table tennis. And then there was like the return challenge where you'd be doing it. You had to knock a little fucking Coke can off the table. It was good. They had perfect amounts of like just fun interactivity for more than one player, and then like fun one player shit for like, when you just kind of wanted something to goof off and take your mind off stuff. Like, I'm trying to remember the other modes that were in there. It was like, the ones I played the most, bowling, obviously. They made the 100-pin challenge part of the regular bowling package, so you could play a full 10 frames with your friends doing 100-pin bowling, which is fucking excellent. Shit, man.
There was bowling, tennis, golf, or table tennis, golf. There was cycling, frisbee, where you could play with the dog.
Actually, frisbee dog was a lot of fucking fun.
There was the kayaking, where you had to, like, one of the modes was you had to like guard baby ducks or like follow baby ducks. There was the jet skiing. There was the the fucking skydiving.
Skydiving was good. Oh, and related to jet skiing, the fucking wakeboarding.
Oh yeah,
was remarkably non-deep. It was just hold the Wii remote sideways and then like flick it to do a trick. Like, and that's the whole thing. Score some points. Still cool because I love the island setting. They had frisbee golf, which was dope. They had a whole new set of golf holes, which was awesome.
And then you could get the original ones back.
Yep. And there was the island. There was the fly around. You could do the air stuff. You could do just like a flying tour, which is where you would hear the Morse code things. Whenever you pass the lighthouse, it would ping you with some Morse code. Fucking the flyover must have been Johnny's favorite thing because it's just like holding the Wii remote like a fucking paper airplane and just like mellow cruising the fucking island. And then they also had the dog fight where you could, play against somebody else and shoot them down. I'm sure there's shit I'm not remembering on it. But did we mention swordplay? Because all the swordplay modes were a fucking blast. Like
the best swordplay was like the final one where you were given a path and a bunch of targets and you had to like beat everybody down.
I love that. Like, you're running up a hill on this island, and here come 20 generic Miis, or if you had enough Miis in your system, 20 of your friends, and they're all just sitting there like getting in your shit with swords, and you just have to like it only takes one hit to knock them all down. So it's just like puh, and they just collapse to the ground. Like it's very funny imagining just like Kill Billing your way through all of your friends on a nice resort island. Like you go to take a nice vacation. At some point, you all have to sword fight with each other, and you've got the most powerful sword in the world, and it just knocks them flat on their face. It's a lot of fun. But actually,
the best one was I don't remember
the duel, the timing thing. That was a lot of fun. That was a great drunk party game. Like two people with the Wii Motion Plus, and the guy throws up the item, and you have to slash it the correct direction. And man, when you get enough people drunk, like kind of cheering you on, that shit gets so tense. And, oh man, this was like almost the ultimate like drunk Wii compilation. It wasn't as silly as something like WarioWare, but it had so much stuff to do in it. It was pretty fucking great for that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Johnny and Jesse, I assume you played the hell out of it too.
No.
Just no.
No.
Just a little bit.
I wanted to, but I just never got the chance.
It was pretty dope, man.
It looked super fun.
It got to the point where, like, whenever I got the Wii U, I gave my fucking Wii to my sister and her fiance at the time. And, like, they just had a baby, and, like, I'd go over there and, like, fucking, like, hang out and have a couple of drinks and watch football on Sundays. And, like, at halftime, we'd get, like, 9 holes of golf in, just, like, playing Wii in the fucking man cave. Like,
Nice.
all right, like, fucking, it's almost halftime. 2-minute warning. Fuck it. Turn on the Wii, man. Let's do it. Let's crank it out. Like, and, we got really into some fucking Wii Sports Resort golf. Like, I might just be a sucker for this kind of game, but like I love me some fucking Wii Sports. It's just I don't know, it's perfect, man. It's not, it's accessible. You hold the Wii remote in your hand, you know what you're doing with it. Like, with the exception of some of the stuff. I mean, the cycling wasn't fantastic. Wasn't there like a jogging thing, or was it just cycling? Like,
I think it was cycling, like just
the
cycling.
jogging thing was in Wii Fit, but like some of the stuff was a little less intuitive, but in general, like, this had like 12 different, varieties of games, and they were all pretty fucking fun, man. And like I said, I was just trying to pick the most absurd game possible, and so why not pick Wii Sports Resort? It just reeks of absurdity. I mean, come on. Like, it's, it's a great cash-in title to sell everybody the adapter that made their Wii remotes work the way they advertised them back when they first came out. It's the second best-selling, it's the third best-selling Wii game, despite the fact that it came packed with this adapter that made your Wii remote work way better than it ever did before. Mario Kart Wii came packaged with a more useless piece of plastic and outsold it. It's a great game, man. It's funny looking back. I wish it had been the game that came out whenever Wii first came out, but Wii Sports original, pretty fantastic. Sold everybody 80 million Wiis. And then, everybody was like, wait, this sword swinging's kind of bullshit, isn't it? It's like, fine. We didn't really do 1-to-1 sword play on it. We've got a thing for it. We'll put it out soon. And then also the fun thing about Wii Sports Resort, stealth pilot for everything from Skyward Sword. How much did you guys play Skyward Sword?
I fucking hated that game.
I know you did. But think about all the fun times you had playing Wii Sports Resort, and then put yourself in a Link hat, and it's the same thing. You tried out some archery mechanics. You did a little, canoe rowing. You had some bowling. There was really good 1-to-1 sword play. And I think there was that part where Link flew a plane and rode a bicycle and rode a jet ski. All that shit came up. I think I'm remembering that right. I don't know. David,
Pretty
help
much. Airplane, bird, same thing.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I was making. Wait a minute. He totally like flew on a bird the whole time. And I remember every time I would jump down to the mainland from like Skyloft and Skyward Sword, I would twist the Wii remote all around to do the skydiving crazy poses until like the cutscene would kick in. So, actually, yeah, pretty much the same game. Wii Sports Resort, Skyward Sword, one and the same. Fantastic games. I don't know how absurd. I love those games. I'd play them all the time. They, how long is it going to take them to come out with like a Switch sports mix? Quite frankly.
Well, they did come out with 1-2 Switch, but
yeah.
How many sports were on it? Cow milking?
I don't know. I didn't play
it. How much cow milking can you really do?
There's a thing where you have to catch a sword So it's kind of like the
Hey,
throwing things and cutting things.
right. I could see it. I don't know. And I guess they continued the Wii Sports boxing tradition with arms. So, just come out with a fresh Wii Sports. Give me a fresh 18 holes of Wii Golf, and I'll be happy. I'm never gonna never gonna ask for anything else besides that. I'm a simple man of simple tastes. I like to play a few holes of golf when I'm half drunk in the middle of a football game. That's how the Wii lasted as long as it did in my house. But Wii Sports Resort, fantastic game, a lot of fun. Johnny, big player on Wii Sports Resort. Anything else before we move on to the calculating computer?
No, I think it's time for the calculating computer.
Cool. Record it. Let's do it.
Calculating computer activated. Computers. Beeps.
Space!
Boops. Scoring complete. This game's winner is John Regan.
Isn't it?
John and I are tied. I just gave it to me. It doesn't matter for
How
absurdity
absurd.
anyways.
Spoilers. My bonus music was going to be Wii Sports Resort. So
How absurd!
good on you, sir. Well done. Awesome. Yeah. Shit, I really got to come up with some kind of way to aggregate these points week to week. So, score for tonight. David, solid 1. Me, John, both a solid 2. Jesse, 1 point tonight. That brings our overall ranking for the month. Let's see. Me, 4 points. John and Jesse both tied, 2 points. Ooh. John, you really should have considered scoring some points last week. It really would have helped you out this week.
Those Game That Tune gutter balls really fuck you up, man.
When you just go donuts, it really hurts your absurdity score.
That's okay. Tomorrow, I'm bringing a softball tomorrow.
Tomorrow
or next week.
I mean, I'm cool with
Next show.
If everyone could just bring all Sonic games next week, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, John's going to be deep into Sonic Mania next week. So as long as we all pick Sonic Mania, he will score as many points as he possibly can. So looking forward to that. But yeah, man, good game, good tunes, a lot of fun. Trying to think of. I just feel like we haven't hit our absurd quotient for the evening. Johnny, what happened, man?
We had Dickbeard, man. Come on. We had a pretty good amount of absurdity.
Dickbeard was just so long ago. I feel like Dickbeard's always been here. I almost forgot. Yeah.
I added the creature of the Black Lagoon to the drawing.
That's true. You actually did a really great job on your drawings. I was just focused on staying awake and getting games right. So yeah, it was a good show. Quite absurd. And I hope everybody enjoyed and will join us next week for the 3rd round of August Absurdity. This will be the last round of August Absurdity in which we all have to pick games until the finals, right? Because the 4th round is David doing all requests. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I wanted to announce that for the 4th round, I am hosting an all request episode. So send those requests in. We're going to need 5 games, all requests.
Hell yeah. That is going to be super tight. So yeah, get your requests in, send them in a private message to David on Twitter at DFD Fleming, or follow us on Twitter at GTTpod. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/GameThatTune. Shoot us an email, gamethattune@gmail.com. I'll forward it to David without reading it. Trust me. It'll be great. We want a ton of requests. We had a blast. Hope you enjoyed, this live recording of Game That Tune, live on twitch.tv/GameThatTune, Facebook Game That Tune, YouTube, search for Game That Tune. Be sure to catch us in podcast form on Wednesday mornings. subscribe in iTunes or check us out at GameThatTune.com or whatever device you use to get your podcast. We're on pretty much all of them. You should definitely check out our Patreon, patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for fun exclusives. Right now we've got a couple of mixtapes up there. We got the next mixtape coming up soon. It's Jesse's Return to Game That Tune, Best of Jesse mixtape. John's going to make a sax tape at some point in this. I'm not putting the pressure on him. I'm just saying he's going to do it. He was going to do it. The guy plays saxophone. He's the saxy boy. He's going to play some fucking video game music on a saxophone for you, should you give us money. So check that out, patreon.com/GameThatTune. Special thanks to our Patreon super fan tier producers, Lance Revere and Alex Messenger. Thank you so much for your support and your contributions to the show. Always a blast. And Johnny, was I forgetting anything?
I think you covered everything.
Fucking right, I did it, man. You can follow all of us on Twitter. Follow me at JGangster187. Follow David Fleming on Twitter at
DFD Fleming.
Yep, and you can follow Jesse Moore on Twitter at
Sega_legend.
And you can follow John Regan, always full of surprises, occasionally winning episodes, on Twitter at
JP Regan JR.
Fucking right, man. So, Johnny, I assume you have fantastic, absurd bonus tunes to take us out with.
It is quite absurd. I was inspired by Jesse's bonus tunes last week. So my bonus tune is not related to my game. I figured that's pretty absurd to do and of itself. My bonus tune is the Tetris theme mashed up with Come On and Slam from Space Jam.
Holy shit.
Good night, everybody.
I was waiting for everybody to get up. It was time to slam down. Jeez, man. Wonder Boy in Monster World is copyright 1991 Westone Bit Entertainment. Sim Ant is copyright 1993 Maxis. Toe Jam and Earl 3 Mission to Earth is copyright 2002 Sega Games Company Limited and Toe Jam and Earl Productions. Metroid Prime Pinball is copyright 2005 Nintendo of America Incorporated. Wii Sports Resort is copyright 2009 Nintendo of America Incorporated.